Hello, beautiful women. Welcome. Welcome to the Art of Vocal Channeling. Okay, invitation. We're dropping into the space. Let's start with like some dropping into the body, shall we? Whatever you are, I just invite you to close your eyes. Placing one hand on top of your heart, one hand on top of your womb. And just taking a deep breath. Taking a deep breath to really attune to your body, how you're feeling, what are the sensations you're coming into this space with, what are the expectations as well, what is the desire that you came in with, that desire burning in your heart to uncover more of your voice, what is this next edge? This invitation to attune to your heart and your womb here, connecting the sacred channel between your womb, your heart, and your throat to really feel into what is this beautiful desire that magnetized you into this space, into this sisterhood. So invitation to just feel yourself for a moment. Taking a deep breath, inhaling through the nose, inflating your belly. Letting it all out, doing some weird faces here to let go of any tension, anything that is not serving you right now, coming into this space. If there's any movement you need to do as well, give yourself the permission here to just express yourself in whatever way you desire right now. Feeling into the juiciness of being in the body, connected to your desire, connected to this beautiful feeling of being alive. My loves, we're here to celebrate this freaking divine sacred technology that we hold in our bodies. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for creating the intentional space to be here with us live today. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Georgina. I'm a voice alchemist mentor, and I am here doing this powerful work of guiding powerful women awaken to their true voice, guiding them to really get crystal clear on what is this frequency, unique frequency that they came here on earth to share with the world, that they know it's higher service to share unapologetically in all sort of creative expressions that this frequency wants to be expressed through, which is, as I always say to my clients, this is always gonna come out differently. It's gonna have a different tone, a different frequency, a different energy, a different texture, and that is the beauty, that each one of us just get to discover what is this uniqueness that we are here to share. And I use voice as the vehicle to guide you to remember what is this soul's mission and in what way you are here to share it unapologetically with the world. So if you're joining here live, hello, welcome everyone. It's so beautiful to have your frequency here. But for those of you also joining us in the quantum, you're here with us energetically as well. And I'm so honored to be sharing this powerful live free masterclass today on the art of vocal channeling. So if you're here live with us, I would love to hear from you on the chat. What is it that ignited something in your heart to be here today live with us? What is it that magnetized you into the space? What is this voice? What is this voice in the depths of your body, of your womb? What is it that it told you, that it asked you to really, be here today with us and committing to realize, yes, there is another edge. There's another edge to my voice. There's another edge to my creative expression. There is another edge to how I'm showing up online and using my skills, my medicine to really create positive impact in the world. So what is this desire that came up for you? What is the intention that you're coming in here with? I would love to read you. Also, where are you coming from in the world? I'm currently tuning in from my hometown near Barcelona. And I know that so many of you are coming in from various different places on the globe. So we're here creating a net of powerful medicine women, healers, oracles, who, are here to really create some positive impact in the world by being unapologetically themselves. Amazing. I see some comments coming through. This is so beautiful. Also, I invite you, no pressure at all. Do whatever that feels right for you in the present moment. But I really invite you to turn on your camera to be like here, almost like in the flesh with us. Like I love to do this work in person, but you know, there's a lot of power as well into being in each other's frequency through also, you know, the visuals. So I invite you, if you're here with us, to also share your beautiful expression, physical expression with us. And I do really believe that you will even like get to tap more into the frequency we're going to be creating here. So Debbie, I had your frequency, so I was drawn in a beautiful way to connect with my womb and throat and with other women right after we finished the beautiful session of the calling. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here, Debbie. Debbie was part of the second round of the Calling My Voice Master, which, by the way, I'm going to be talking about later on this because I have something very beautiful to share with you. Irene Barcelona here. Amazing. We're so close. Pia, learning to trust more deeply in all the nuances of my voice, to let all the voices come through and welcome them in. That's so beautiful. Such a pleasure having you here, Pia. Audrey, Quebec, wow, all the way from the other side of the ocean. That's amazing. Mike in Norway, amazing. Irene, breastfeeding my babe, nap time, amazing. That's beautiful. Your babe is here with us as well. Debbie, I'm on my bleed and want to be in the cocoon, but I might join the camera for a little at some point. Amazing. So beautiful that you're honoring yourself and what you need right now. Happy to connect with other women who value their voice. Yes. Intention to unlock the power of my voice. I'm obsessed with sound, voice, and movement, articulating my frequency sound juicy. Amazing. Well, you're all so welcome. You're here, you know, each one of you with like different desires, different intentions, and all of it really compounds, no? So the space that we're going to be creating today is really like a portal. And today, you know, we are just like on the verge of a solar eclipse happening tomorrow. So I don't know how you're all feeling, but there's definitely a lot of energy in the air right now, a lot of intensity. So also like dropping like how is everything moving for you, because there's a lot of activations, recalibrations, like I feel like a lot of karma clearing as well, a lot of contracts releasing, like there's a lot of energetic movement right now. So I really believe that the work we're going to be doing today is not a coincidence that it's happening in this specific portal. So beware as well to connect with, yeah, something that really like, yeah, goes beyond the logical understanding. And really what we're going to be talking about today is about exactly that, like letting go of the logical mind and opening up to be a divine channel as well. So I'm excited to see all the magic that unfolds here. So I wanted to start sharing something that, you know, it felt almost like a cosmic joke, and one of the things that came into my field when I was starting to talk about the art of vocal channeling, right? But before I go into that story, I want to ask you, how many of you have been tuning into the lives that I've been sharing over the last like 3 weeks with artists, musicians, singers, vocal channelers? I've been going live and like having conversations with incredible people whose love I adore from around the world, and there's more to come. So watch out on my stories, because I'm going to be going live with other incredible people that I'm so excited to be announcing. So this is definitely not ending here. And yeah, we went live, and my intention was really to understand from like different points of views and perspectives, like what was the experience of all these incredible artists and singers of opening up to be channeled for their own creations, for their own art, for their own music. So this was my own research on really like getting to connect with other peeps and realizing, whoa, we're all on this mission, because we are all, even like all of us here, we are on the same mission. We are here on the verge of a new like consciousness shift, and we are all playing our roles and doing it in a very specific way, right? So I was like, we just need to join forces and realize that, yeah, there's no competition. We are here all in this like, you know, massive mission of really awakening, no, awakening to the truth, awakening to reality, to the truth of the universe. And we were like, I just need other voices to be part of this, because truly this offer as well, this space came in very channeled. And you know, the women in my world already know that, how I roll. Like lately I've just been feeling like just like such a divine instrument, and we always are, but literally things just do not come from the logical mind. It's like I just see the clarity. Georgina, you are supposed to create a space for women to connect with their channels, to really realize the art that their voice is able to create, and is already creating even when they're not even aware of it, right? So I was like, okay, I need more voices to be part of this. And we went live with incredible people. We went live with Ruben Yonton all the way from Mexico, sharing about his own ways of like unlocking voice as a channel to connect with divinity. He also shared his own experience, like alchemizing his own rage and emotions through sound. So we went on like a very powerful conversation. Then we went live with Emma Zeg, who's a performer artist, who I completely adore and love, all the way from Texas. And we talked of things like, yeah, like being a channel for truth, And then we went live with Pat Shanti, who's a singer I love from Ibiza, and we talked about like the process of composing our music. So I've been having all these conversations with incredible musicians and artists who have been sharing their own experiences in like being the channel for art, being the channel for their wisdom, no? And what I realized is that, you know, the reason why I started creating this space, the art of vocal channeling, was because it started with a personal desire I had on starting to create my own music. And whilst that is beautiful and I know it's coming and it's something that I'm just like creating the intentional space to do more of, I realized that this space, like what we're going to be doing here today, really went way beyond just creating our own music. I realized I was actually playing small. And it's a beautiful when we realize that, okay, this is the personal desire that got me to this space. But then you realize, okay, Georgina, you're being a divine instrument for something bigger. So open up to also let go of the intentions that you had on what you thought you had to be bringing. And I realized this was not the conversation we were supposed to be having today. And that this went beyond just being a channel for music. Because if you're all here, like tuning in for your own personal reasons, for your own divine inner callings, you have been called to become a channel for wisdom, for your own lived experience, for a truth that is burning deep in your heart. You've been called to rise and just be witness in that divine expression, however that looks like for yourself. It's going to be unique to you. It's going to have a particular tone, a particular frequency. It's not meant to be compared to anyone else's, right? But the truth is that we have all been called, right, to become a channel, to let go of the mind, to let go of the expectations, to let go of so many identities so that we can just get out of our own way and become really like a conduit and a vessel for planetary change, for this moment of consciousness shift that we are all experiencing. And all of us feel that we are channel of something way bigger, like a greater force, right? And we don't have to go into exactly, well, how do we want to call it? Because it doesn't really matter. You get to call it whatever resonates with you, but the truth is that we all hold a very specific message of frequency in the present moment that we are constantly being asked to express out into the world. So I realized that the art of vocal channeling was not about just coming to terms on how we can validate our own creative expression and share our own music and compose our own music and create our own like soundscapes or whatever like creative outlet we wanted. This really had to do with our ability as women to realize that every single time that we are attuning to our voice, when it's anchored in our womb, when it's connected to our heart, whatever comes out, whatever is expressed out into the world is a freaking work of art. And this is really a declaration that I want for all of us to really like anchor in every cell of our bodies. Not even when we are aware that we're creating art, we are creating art with our voice. Not even when we are aware that we are creating impact with our voice, we are still creating impact with our voice. Even when we do not believe that what we are being a channel for is helping people, it is still helping people. So it's just like really understanding that we are always this divine channel. We have always been, we will always be. But the power that resides in us, women, being conscious and aware that we hold this power and having this commitment to really like clear out from our own channel, whatever that is just not helping us to fully be true to what we came here to share with the world. Like when we just become aware that we are this divine instrument and we just have this daily commitment to just like, you know, be committed and be consistent with truth. What is truth today? Today it's truth to just share about this message. Today, this melody is truth. Today, this boundary is truth. Like if we honor in every now moment what is true to us and we allow this to be expressed out into the world in whatever form, could be in a form of a song, it could be in a form of a like a light language transmission, it can be in the form of just like a reel that you put up, it could be in the form of a conversation that you have with a loved one. It doesn't matter, everything is valid, and every single thing that we do with our voices is gonna be art, because it has always been art for healing, art for consciousness, art for planetary change. So drop something in the chat if you're feeling this, if you're like, okay, I'm here, I'm feeling this right now, and I know that my voice is art. Or have you ever like really felt resistances in really realizing this? Like, what is your relationship with this belief? How installed do you have it in your body? Are there still some voices that are coming up, making you believe, making you think that this is not always the case, that you have to be showing up in a very specific energy and frequency in order for your voice to create impact or healing, right? Like there's so much information in our subconscious mind that sometimes it makes us believe that we are not creating transformation with our voice. But the truth is that even when we are not in the right energetics, whatever that means for whoever, even in those moments, as long as we're connected to our heart, which connects us with the true vulnerability of being humans, and as long as we are anchored in our truth, as long as we're anchored in our wombs and following our desires, like every single thing you're going to be expressing out into the world will become art, will be art, because we are the freaking art. And this is something that I wanted to share with you first, because something happened last week that like put me sort of in a situation that felt like a cosmic joke. And this is the story I wanted to share earlier on, which has a lot to do with the work we're going to be doing today. So my sister is getting married next month, right? And I had one of her friends approaching me a couple of weeks ago and saying, yo, it would be amazing to create a song for the couple, right? And I was like, oh, amazing. I would love to be part of that. Like, I love any sort of like creative process. Count me in. Okay, let's meet up with all the friends and compose this. And this, of course, is not a story I've been able to share on socials just yet, because this is literally secret. So if you know my sister, don't tell her. We're preparing this. But here's what happened. Like, I just got out from a live class inside the calling. So I just like arrived a little bit later, right? So I got to the bar where they were meeting. And what I found when I just got into the table where everyone was already like, yeah, drinking something, etc., and just having a chat about what they would be doing, they had ChatGPT on their phones, right? This is where the fun story starts. They had ChatGPT on their phones, and basically they were asking ChatGPT to channel like the lyrics for this song that they wanted to create to honor the couple in the day of their wedding. And I was like, wait a minute, what is happening here? Like, I was shocked. I was like, wait, this is a cosmic joke. Like, literally, the work that I do is to guide women to trust their channels, no, and to really realize that they are the creativity. Like, the creative life force energy just runs through their channel in every now moment. It's only a matter of realizing and remembering. So I just got there, and that was the situation. I was like, great spirit, what are you trying to tell me? So I went in, and I didn't sort of like criticize what they were doing, because that was valid and that was precious, no? Like, it was just what they needed to start like going into the flow. But then with my own frequency, like already like energetically, I started to ignore whatever that was coming through, like the prompts and the stuff that was coming from there. And only with my frequency, because I created the energetic field of, I know we can do this. And I started to just bring up like memories from the couple, no, like things that could be fun. And then all of a sudden everyone started to connect it with their hearts. Deep down, they started to connect with their channel, and they started to remember things that, yeah, would be amazing to share, that it would be so much fun to share and to like put into the lyrics. And can you believe that in just an hour, like they had already been there for, I think, like 45 minutes, just like trying from the mind, okay, what lyrics, asking ChatGPT, please create lyrics out of this person that, I don't know, they like the artificial intelligence don't know at all, no? So it was like all very like from the mind, from the logical mind, no? And only in the span of like less than an hour, we already had the lyrics created. Everyone was super happy with it. Everyone was like, fuck, this is amazing. Like, I cannot wait to be singing this to the couple, right? And it was like something that happened literally a week ago. And I was like, okay, Georgina, there is something, like there is gold here. There is gold in this conversation and this situation that happened, no? So until now, I hadn't really been a lot of like very vocal. Like I hadn't been voicing a lot my own views and perspectives on AI and how this is also a sort of like hijacking somehow, no, our ability as women to really like connect with our creativity and become the channel. But since I think it was yesterday, I started to just share my own views on that. And like a lot of women have been like, okay, really resonating with that. And I really believe in the importance of us really reclaiming and remembering the freaking channels that we are by nature, right? Like, we are the oracles. We have been since ancient times, right? We are the oracles, the sorcerers, the channels. We are this divine instrument that already has the quantum field in their bodies, because that's why we have a womb. And in the womb, we have the ability to create biological life. And that is where all the life force energy comes from. So of course, we have the ability to channel that creativity in anything that we can do, right? So it was like this remembrance of, okay, Georgina, there is something here that you need to start really sharing with the world, because there is a lot of misinformation, confusion these days when it comes to like women really remembering, that we are this channel. And I know that all of you here are already like freaking incredible channels, and also some of you have already been composing your own songs. You've been doing your own sound healing channels, like transmissions. Like I know all of you have been leaning in, no? And this is the power of the space that we are creating here, that we collectively are remembering and anchoring this reality in ourselves, so that this can also create this ripple effect in literally all the women around the world who are also remembering with us, right? So this happened like a week ago. And then I also had a conversation the other day, with one of my clients inside the calling. She's now going to be launching her new podcast, and I was the first one to be interviewed. And it was on all things like being a channel and voice and the body of the woman as a sacred technology. And this is really the message that I wanted to bring in here today. It's like, guys, we have a divine instrument, which is our voice, which is our channel, which literally is the bridge between the earth and the heavens. We are this beautiful channel, this divine messenger. And sometimes it really only comes down to us tuning into the body for 2 seconds and just remembering we are the channel for the messages, the creativity, the clarity to come in, right? So this was the reason why I had the desire to summon all of us here in this space today and really anchor this in ourselves. So self-trust and embodiment, etc. Yeah, that's exactly what we are here remembering, right? That we have always had that ability to attune to our channels. So let me just, before we go into, because I had something ready that I wanted for us to share a little bit about, let me just go into the chat. The one with Emma Zeg, you were there, Maiken, or did you just watch the replay? That's amazing. Yeah, it was very powerful conversation. We went into, very deep alchemical stuff, like, talking about, a lot of things that allowed us to really step into our power and alchemize things through voice and creative expression, right? Amazing. Well, eclipse, it's been intense. Body aches of all sorts, exhaustion, then bursts of energy, inspiration, inflammation, releasing all at once. It's all of it, right? Like it's all of it. The duality is so present these days. I'm also feeling the intensity of the eclipse right now, my first painful period in months, and lots of emotions and transformations. I hope for transformation and alchemy. Amazing, loves. Okay, so since we are here live, I wanted to also give you the space to connect with each other and really like have just the opportunity to connect with the sisterhood and use your own voices to declare to the universe, what is this next edge in the way you are going and leaning into your channel? Like, what is this next desire that you have for your own embodiment, for your own self-expression, for your own artistry, for the way in which you are here sharing your medicine with the world? What is this next edge that's calling you to really step up into a new level of trust and embodiment and faith in the divine channel that you are? I would love for you to just like have a little breakout room and connect with another woman and just like have a couple of minutes each to share a little bit about yourself, your own medicine. What is it that you're here sharing with the world, and what is this next edge that you are calling in? And Alexandra is just joining us now, perfect for the breakout room. So if there is someone here who has the camera off and doesn't want to be part of the breakout rooms, please do let me know. Otherwise, you will be assigned to a breakout room. And once again, here is just gonna be like 5 to max 8 minutes of you just connecting with another sister, sharing what is the medicine, what is the message, what is the frequency that you're here sharing with the world, and what is this next edge that you are envisioning for yourself and that has been calling you to go all in and unleash the full potential of your medicine and your voice. So I'm excited that you get to connect, and after that we'll come in, we'll do a little share, and I'm gonna be sharing some of the keys that I've been sort of like receiving from all these conversations with all these artists and vocal channelers. I have gathered like the keys that I've just named, like the keys of really mastering the art of vocal channeling. So these are going to be some clues that will really support your own embodiment in leaning into this next edge that you're going to be sharing with your sisters now. And after that, we're going to be going into a live vocal practice that I'm going to be guiding you to, so that you can really like attune to the frequency, the highest frequency that you're here to really like attune to. And after that, we're going to be doing like some sisterhood practice magic. And this is the magic of really being live, that you will get to just lean in and experience it all in the flesh, right? So I'm gonna be assigning you to different breakout rooms. Again, let me know if you are here and would rather just, stay here or maybe do not like use your voice today. But otherwise, you will be automatically assigned right now. So I'm just gonna be creating amazing. You should have received now an invitation, and I will see you in 5 minutes. Enjoy, beauties. Back. Welcome back, everyone. Let me just put the gallery view here because it's always nicer to see the smiles after a breakout room. We're just gonna wait until the rest are back, and then I would love to hear your voices as well, and for you to just take up space and share a little bit about your intentions. What were these topics that came up while sharing about this next edge? So we're just gonna have some space as well to share with one another. Amazing. Look at those radiant smiles, everyone. What kind of magic happened inside the breakout rooms? I love it. Amazing. So as I was sharing now, it'd be fantastic to have like the space for a couple of you or three of you if you want to share a little bit about the topics that came up, like what were these intentions that you have been sharing with your sisters as well on this next edge, in how you're sharing your voice, how you're making art with your expression. So the space is yours if you feel the desire to take up space and use your voice and start declaring this reality where your voice is art, whatever you're sharing. I would love to hear from you.
I'll go first. So something that we had shared, I was talking with Alexandra. And so for me, I think my next edge is really more self-trust in myself and my voice and being able to really share that the way that I want to share. Because I think my entire life, as I come back to more of my creativity, I was so much more creative when I was younger, and I remember writing poems and things like that, and I don't do any of that anymore. And so I think for me, it's a lot of reigniting that creativity and coming back to sharing more, having more like dedicated time to just channel like just write like whatever it is, speak whatever, singing again, something that I really love doing. And so planning to work on creating songs, whatever way that looks like it comes. But yeah, just really, really owning the voice over here.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your intentions and desires, Sarah. And I just want to reflect to you that the work that you did inside the calling, like she just went in and like channeled the whole spoken work on. Yeah, Debbie is just describing that. Like literally, it's been so beautiful to witness how you're showing up right now, like these days with your voice. It's like freaking healing and inspiring. So I definitely see that just being unfolding in so many different divine ways. And later on, I'm gonna be asking as well, Sarah, to share a little bit more of your own journey, and like uncovering these steps of the voice inside the Voice Mastermind. But yeah, I would love to hear in the meantime someone else that really wants to, yeah, just declare with their voice, okay, what is this next edge in your own journey that you're declaring that you're leaning in?
Um, can, can you hear me? Okay. For me, and also what in our conversation has been coming up was the edge of when tuning into the voice, and there's this feeling of denseness or stuckness coming up to still lean into that. And even though like right now that I speak it out, I can feel it, and to like let that be there and not judge it maybe also, and yeah, to welcome it in and to see that in that there's a nuance that I can tap into it. And that even also maybe in the beginning it's like crackly, but maybe that's the beauty of it. Maybe through expanding the crackly voice, I can get like I don't know the English word for it, but there's like this sound. I think you get what I mean. So yeah, and leaning into that, discovering the beauty of it, and yeah.
I love that, Pia. Thanks for sharing. There's so much beauty in like every single expression, right? In our voices, and we just have this preconceived idea of what our voices should look like. And who says that croaky voice is not beautiful and that it's not showing up in your power? Like that's the beauty of really not channeling your voice in a way that is just anchored in your truth. Right now, your truth maybe is just feeling all the feels and just showing up and crying your heart out in your next conversation or in your next masterclass. It wouldn't be the first masterclass that I show up and I'm like, I get emotional. I just like let it out because I know it's higher service. I now have anchored this sense of I trust my channel and I trust what I'm sharing right now is service for myself. And because it's for myself, I know it's also going to be service for other women, maybe to inspire them to also show up when they feel not at their best. Or maybe you're inspiring someone to love their voice, even if it's different to what they have seen in whatever, right? So there's so much beauty and service in sharing the truth of what is present, no, in our voices. And that applies also to channeling, right? Not even like the physical voice you're creating, but are you allowing yourself to be a channel of what's present, or are you still micromanaging what should be coming out here? Because deep down you still think that you have to be controlling the outcome of a conversation, or you have to let someone into a space. Or right now, like, I'm just being a channel. I'm not here trying to control whether you're going to be joining my spaces later on or not. Like, I am being a channel. I am at full service of, okay, Georgina, what is the transmission that you are here to share with these women today? Right? And it's a practice that you get to just build trust on. This is just not built over time, no? But the more you lean in and the more you just share your voices in these spaces, even if it's crooked at the beginning, the more evidence you're creating that there is impact and planetary change happening every time that you share your voice, no? And this is why we do this work in sisterhood, no? And this is why, for example, I created my voice mastermind, because we get to lean in and have this commitment over the length of almost 4 months and really like be leaning in constantly in different expressions, in different ways, in ways that feel edgy for the mind, doing light language transmissions when maybe you haven't done it ever, no? It's always like about creating the space where you can be yourself and explore, okay, what else? What else is there for me? I'm just gonna lean in. I know I'm not gonna be judged. I know it's safe to do so because I got myself, and I'm just gonna play with it, no? And always bringing in the playfulness. Okay, what if, no? Every time that we shared our voice was just to explore a little bit, of like we were just curious about what else we can be just being a channel for, no? And with that playfulness, with that light heart energy, you know, of a child just approaching something for the first time, like, okay, let's see what gets channeled today, no? And this is the energy I also want to infuse into the space today. Later on, we're going to be doing a practice, and I'm going to be inviting you to also like lean into that edge, but with that curiosity, with that like, okay, mindset of we are experimenting, we're exploring here. We are not what we are creating. We are not the voice that's coming out. We are not the channeling that is coming through us, but we are just letting a set of information come through and we are validating it. And then we see also the reflection of what happened when we share that, because guess what? Every time you share your voice, there is an impact that's happening on the other person. And when you get that reflection from a sister, you start creating that evidence in your mind. Oh, wait, maybe there is a reason why I had to say that, even though I was scared to do it. Or maybe there was a reason why I had to sing in front of these people, even though I was scared as fuck to do it. You know, and you just get to build that muscle of trust. So I love your share. Thank you so much as well for being a conduit for this, no? For this, to just have this reminder and anchor it in our own bodies. I love that. Is there someone else feeling the call to share your voice as well?
I can share quickly. So I related a lot to what Sarah said. And for me too, what came up is just like really stepping into the identity that I am a medicine woman, and my voice, you know, is here as a form of medicine. And so with that, it's allowing myself to connect to spirit, to connect to source, to, you know, just like notice the magic in every day and continue to like lead from my body, from my soul, and not always from my mind, and like appreciate my mind for being there and helping me through a lot, but like not letting it guide all of my decisions, because I feel like I've kind of dipped a toe into voice, into spirituality, into the 5D realm, but I keep dipping my toe in and then, you know, maybe keeping the toe in or jumping out, but not fully jumping into that space. So it's continuing to, maybe if I'm not ready to jump in, keep just, you know, go from a toe to a foot to a leg and keep diving more into that realm, and that space and just that identity of yeah, and feeling into that frequency.
I love that. Thank you, Debbie, for sharing your voice. And yeah, as you said, it's an identity. And that's why we need to build this evidence for the mind that we choose this identity where we are seeing that our voices are in every way. It's shared, right? It's a decision to vibrate at that frequency. No, it's like what thoughts, what voices are you wanting to nurture and to expand and to really listen to in your day-to-day every time you are being a channel. Because if you are going to be nurturing the voices of the mind telling you that what you're creating is not worth being shared with the world, if you're nurturing these voices that are keeping you stuck in not being the channel, you're not really attuning to this higher frequency, which is the most magnetic frequency you're here to vibrate at, no? So it's just like you are creating this evidence on a daily basis as you lean into voice, as you just like, yeah, just immerse yourself more into it. But the reality is that you have always, once again, I come back to this idea, no, Debbie, like you have always been a channel for medicine. Even when you didn't know you were, even when you didn't believe it, you still were. And this is really like the message that I feel so called to anchor, like in each one of us, right? You are the medicine even when you don't know you are the medicine. But here, of course, what gets to happen when you anchor this belief in your set of beliefs, in your identity, when you become this artist and you know that everything that you create with your voice is freaking art, like imagine the ripple effect of anything that you're going to be expressing out into the world. Imagine. So thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing your voice. Thank you. Amazing, loves. I absolutely love to hear you. If there's anyone else that wants to share something as well, you can also do it in the chat. And now I felt called to start sharing a little bit, no? Like what are these keys? What are these keys that after having these conversations with all these artists, after also myself going through the process of going through my voice awakening, no? That was one of the biggest alchemies that I've ever done in my life. And after guiding dozens of women through my own voice awakening journey, which is my voice mastermind, no? Like what are these keys that I've come to realize that are always like these things that keep coming up every single time I'm about to open up the channel, every time that I'm about to lean into another edge in how I'm using my voice. Yeah. So these are the things that I wish I had embedded in my set of beliefs earlier on in my journey, right? And this is really, if you really like anchor these in your way of moving, in the identity that you're building and how you're now showing up, be it online with your relationships, in your business, on social media, if you really anchor this set of keys that I'm going to be sharing with you, there's so much potential for your voice to really expand and to reach really the depths and the heights, no, that your voice is meant to reach. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is that, and this is a huge one, no? But it's about like the cringe. Like, what is your relationship with your cringe? And this is something that came up very powerfully in the conversation I had with Emma Zeg. And I was like, Emma, if you had to just like give advice on someone who is really opening up more their channel, trusting their voice, maybe started to create their own art, their own music, what piece of advice would you give them? And she was like, you have to be comfortable with your cringe. You cannot run away from feeling the cringe, because if you are here to create art and to channel, you have to be okay with the fact that you're gonna grow from what you created at some point. And you have to be okay with going back and seeing those Instagram lives, going back and seeing those transmissions, going back and seeing that spoken word that you created, those songs that you created, going back to that space and realizing, oh my God, that was so beautiful. And at the same time, if I'm feeling like, oh my God, how did I dare to show up and share that? Really having that compassion with ourselves and realizing that that was exactly the kind of creative expression that was available for us, and that thanks to leaning in and having the courage to capture those pieces of art in whatever way it came through, like that was already the healing. And it was the reason why we are now today in this space where we have built so much more trust and confidence in how we're showing up and in our voice. So what is your relationship with your cringe? Has it ever happened to you that you go back to like a voice note that you recorded, maybe sharing an idea or a transmission, or you go back to old videos like family tapes and you're like, oh my God, my voice, what happened to my voice? What is this voice? I don't recognize this voice. What is this expression? Or maybe you have already created your own music and you go back to the first tunes that you composed and you're like, wait, is this me? Like, what is this expression? No, like, what's your relationship with your cringe? Because myself, I can say that I used to be scared as fuck to go back to my videos and listen to my voice. And this is why this is the medicine that I share, because I have gone through that deep alchemy of hating my voice, of thinking that it was never enough, thinking that, geez, like, that it didn't matter how I showed up, there was always something that I could have done better. And that was my own programming and what I had to move through, right? Right now, I'm in this space where I'm like, oh my God, I love recording myself. I love capturing my own transmissions. I channel a lot through voice, like notes. Voice notes is like a way using my voice in which I really like receive a lot of codes. I just black out. My mind just stops thinking and being at the front as most of the times, and I really start receiving the information. So right now I'm in the space where I have been able to just really be at peace and really love my voice and my expression. But there was a time I was like, oh my God, I don't recognize myself. And that really came from this space of like me disassociating myself from my expression, because I had so many beliefs about what my voice was, right? And this, let us know on the chat as well, like what is your relationship? I would love to know. But also this comes down to another key that's like a pillar to really you becoming this full-blown channel for art to be channeled through voice. And it is, let me just accept it and back again. Okay, another key, it is the fact that you have to be okay with not like things not being perfect, right? And so many of us right now are going through massive shifts on how we are sharing our expression online in our artistry, because I know we have like so many shifts happening as well on an astrological level. If you are an astrologer, if you know what is the climate happening right now, you know that the eclipses have been happening in the most of the eclipses on the axis of Virgo and Pisces. So there is a lot of like dance between the perfectionist, logical, rational mind of Virgo that wants to have everything in control, that wants to plan for things, that wants to know what is the outcome of what I'm communicating and what is it that I'm going to be getting out of this communication that I'm articulating. And then the other polarity of Pisces, which is all about letting go of control, letting go of the outcome, really realizing that you are not what you are creating. You are not your art. You are not what you're channeling. You are just the channel. And this, like, to me, it's like really a quote that has been landing very powerfully and deeply these days in these eclipses. Like, how many of you have been asked to fully surrender to what the mind thought of what would be happening, or what actions or what steps you had to do, and all of a sudden you're in this space where like you're just being asked to fully surrender and trust that things are working out for you, even though they are not coming from a logical, rational space. Like, how many of you have been going through initiations that have to do with you really surrendering? Like, that is the Pisces energy. That is the Pisces energy that dissolves all conceptions, that dissolves all expectations, that dissolves literally everything into the oneness. And when we are talking about the art of vocal channeling, we are talking about surrendering to what just is. There is nothing else to do. There is nothing else to follow. There is no more logic to follow. There is not a step by step to really you becoming the channel. That doesn't exist. It's about, okay, what can you do on a daily basis to keep your channel clear and have this commitment to truth, so that you can express out into the world everything that feels alive and as truth in the present moment. Like, this is really the commitment that we are here to do. And if you have been drawn into my world, you know there's another edge in how you can also release the mind and really surrender to what needs and desires to be expressed through us. I'm scared to be criticized. That's valid, and that's like a valid fear, right, that we all have. And I'm still sometimes feeling the edginess of showing up in particular ways online, but because I have been building the evidence that nothing happens to me when I do it, even if I get like people that judge me or that do not get what I'm doing, I get on a daily basis the reflection from people that every time that I show up, I am creating some sort of positive impact. So here, it's always about deciding to do something about it, right? Because like fear paralyzes us into a specific identity always. And it's like, no, don't get out from this like known, comfortable space. Don't go out and share your voice in this way because you don't know what's gonna happen. The only way to find out that actually nothing happens is to actually lean in, no, and decide, okay, I'm just gonna be doing it. And I love that this is bringing up as well, because something that happened to me last year as I was launching the first round of the Voice Mastermind of the Calling, like I knew that light language would be something that I would be sharing and inviting the women inside the space to lean into. Like I knew light language was part of the medicine that I was here to share. But turns out I had never shared light language transmissions before on my Instagram page. So literally I did this whole like reprogramming before actually sharing a transmission online for the first time on my page. And like I just had all these voices that came up, no? Like I did the subconscious reprogramming. Okay, people are gonna think that I'm crazy, that I completely lost it. My family are gonna think our daughter is just completely like out of this world. Like I don't know where she's at, but like I had all these beliefs that had to come out. So I first of all faced these fears. I voiced them and then I decided to reprogram them and also use my voice to say, okay, this is the reality I'm creating. And this is the work that we also do inside my world. Like we use voice as also like the metaphysical portal to create your own reality, right? Because if you decide at which frequency you want to tune yourself and your body, you start becoming the co-creator of your own reality. But if there are these fears that you haven't voiced yet that still reside in the subconscious, they are still ruling the show and they're still capping your ability to show up as the full divine channel that you are, right? So I had this reprogramming done before and I was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm feeling the fear. I'm feeling the insecurity. I'm scared as fuck. I have no idea what's going to happen. But I knew that my highest service was to show up in that expression, because how come I'm going to be guiding women to embrace their divine expression if I'm scared and I'm paralyzed of doing it myself? And I was like, this is out of integrity, Georgina. Like you have to overcome this. So the only way is through. And that is what I did. Like I went all the way in. I went all the way in. It was scared as fuck. I still remember the day I was in Ibiza and I was like, it's time, Georgina, it's time, no more postponing. You're just in the midst of launching the Calling. Like this is your embodiment, this is your initiation. And this is what happens every time we're sharing our medicine, we get initiated into what we are teaching. And that happens every single time. There is another edge. Okay, something happens that allows me to just become embodied. No, it doesn't go all the way around until you don't lean in and decide this is happening for you. The initiations do not come up so that you can overcome those fears and claim that identity, right? But you have to go first and choose that identity first. So I did that, I shared it, and can you believe that I manifested someone, I think it was a bot, but like, I don't know, it was someone commenting on my post, on my reels, exactly the same voices that I had voiced myself before posting it. So literally the same voices. You're completely crazy, you lost it, and I don't know what else. I have a screenshot that someday I'm gonna share it as well. And I was like, oh, okay, that happened. I materialized those voices. Someone thinks I'm crazy. What a relief to realize that I'm still alive and that nothing happened. And at the same time, simultaneously, I had all these people that commented on my post sharing like, I don't know what's happening here, but I'm feeling full body goosebumps, or I'm feeling a powerful activation by being there. And like, I even had clients sign up to my Voice Mastermind after me leaning in and deciding to trust my channel. Could I have planned for that? No, but I had this bigger commitment with my own channel and of really like this desire of being at full service. And that day, it just looked like me showing up in a different expression that I knew it would trigger people. I knew a lot of people would just think that I completely lost it. I knew it. And this still is something edgy for me at some point. So every now and then I'm like, Georgina, time for light language transmission, because it helps me build my own trust in my channel, because every time that I share it, there is like also ripple effects of healing that happen. And yeah, maybe out of like 10 comments, you're gonna have someone that is gonna dare to just, I don't know, share their own preconceptions or judgments or critics, no? Which at the end of the day is thinking like it's showing more about themselves than yourself. But you have to go first and decide, okay, if I am at full service of great spirit, love, consciousness, divinity, however you want to call it, and I know that I have something big and I have a big mission and I have something like a message that is meant to be shared with thousands and millions of people, you just have to go through the threshold of feeling scared and do it anyway and not knowing what's going to happen, right? But only by practicing showing up in those expressions, you are going to be overcoming that fear. And then that fear is going to just come up at another, when you're about to just level up into another level of embodiment. And that's beautiful. And that's part of the magic. So literally it's like an ever like evolving process of becoming more of who we are, no? So we do this initiation so that we can just release this conditioning, this programming, and we can really show the truth of who we are, right? But we have to choose. We have to choose to go first, despite how that expression lands on others. And this is the work that we've been doing as well inside the Voice Mastermind, inside the calling, right? On realizing that each one of us hold a specific frequency that is different, it looks different, it sounds different, it feels different, and it's meant to be like that. But you have to fully uncover it and own it, because until you don't own it, you're gonna allow other people's perceptions about what it should be to rule the show. And that's pretty much how we've been growing up, all of us, right, in our lives, thinking that we had to sing in a specific way in order to sing, singing that we had to talk in a specific way in order to talk in front of people or be on stages, right? And we are here to just like reprogram all of that bullshit that we have been programmed into and choose our own identity. And I also want to share that the work that I've been doing on voice alchemy, like it's pretty recent. If you have been in my world, you will know a little bit about my story, but literally this is an identity that I decided to step into in March 2024. So I'm talking about a year ago. Like a year ago, I had enough of my own excuses of not going all in with my soul's mission, which was to support women awaken to their true voice. I had been running away from my heart desires. I was so scared to claim this new identity, but I had to do it. And I had the breakthrough. It just happened a year ago. I just could not run away from it anymore. And I decided to fully own it and claim it. And this has been my own embodiment of realizing, Georgina, you get to choose in every now moment who you are, what your identity is, and you get to claim, this is my medicine. I'm just gonna do what it takes for me to become embodied in this, because I have been waiting a lifetimes, if not lifetimes, for this moment to happen where I'm finally doing this work. And I know that all of you will have gone through your own initiations into becoming this full-blown channel of the medicine you're here to share, right? So it just takes you deciding to go all in and trust that what you have been feeling the call to channel, be it an offer, be it a business, be it your own music, be it a conversation, like whatever is it that you have been feeling the call to share with your own voice and your expression, like it is just one decision away from actually being materialized into the world and creating the impact that it's here to create, right? But it just takes one decision, and no one can do that for you, right? It's just you, your commitment with this greater force, however you want to call it, and your commitment with yourself. Because really, when you just reprogram yourself and like decondition yourself from all these things that they have been telling you that you should be doing, and you just allow yourself to be this divine instrument, this full-blown channel, like the level of alignment, fulfillment, abundance, opportunities, soulmate people that come in your life is just like mind-blowing. Something that goes beyond what the logical mind can even plan for or envision. And this is the magic that I have been experiencing in the last year, realizing that it was just me taking that leap of faith and deciding, I'm a voice alchemist. This is the identity that I claim, and I'm finally going all in with the heart desire of mine to create my own music and sing all day, which is the thing that I love the most in the world. I just follow my desire. It made no fucking logical sense. Like, it did not make logical sense. I know that my family went through their own initiation of like, our daughter just, I don't know what she's going through right now, but she's saying that she's a singer and that blah, blah. And although I've always been trained in music, I've been studying music forever, I was so afraid of singing in front of people that I was like, there were all these programs, instilled in my own subconscious about what was possible for me. So I was able to just like step fully into it, go through all the initiations and say, this is the medicine I'm here to share. And thanks to me doing that, I've been guiding incredible women like Debbie here, like Sarah, through this life-changing transformation where they have discovered their own soul's mission and what is the frequency they're here to share. No, and this is also the message that I wanted to bring in here. No, like a key to you, for you to master the art of vocal channeling and becoming this conduit for art and consciousness and planetary healing and change and transformation really requires you to go all in with what is this identity that you're claiming for yourself. What is this medicine that you have been called to share with the world? Because only you can uncover it. Only you can decide, this is the freaking magic I share, and go all in despite the fears of what others will think, despite how your expression will land on others. And this is the magic of authenticity. When you align with this authentic frequency, which is this unique frequency that only you hold, each one of you hold, and it's different. Authenticity is just the most magnetic frequency. So what happens with magnetism? It's either it repels people from your field, or it just magnetizes like directly into your field. So the more authentic you are, the more vocal you are about your truth, the more you allow yourself to show up unapologetically as you are, sharing what's alive within you, putting those boundaries, sharing those desires, sharing those needs with the people. The more you allow yourself to do that, the more you realize that you become a magnet for literally all the opportunities, the relationships, the clients, like literally everything that's meant for you. And this is a work that we get to do when we say yes to our voices, when we say yes to our channel, and when we allow ourselves to go fully in with sharing whatever that God, Great Spirit, planted in our hearts for us to share. And only you can know, only you can uncover that, right? And here I feel the desire, Debbie, like if you're up for sharing, like I just felt called to ask you to use your voice here, because, you know, the transformation that you went through as well inside the calling, just like I'm just feeling no desire to ask you, because you uncovered that voice was actually something that you were meant to share. No, and that was like maybe a hint that you had, but it was not fully, it didn't become like fully clear to you until you leaned in and went into, okay, what is this true voice that wants to come out? No, and by the end of it, you just realized that that was a gift that you had. No, so I would like to ask you to just share your experience as well going through this process and where you're at right now, because it's such a beautiful story.
Yes, I'd absolutely love to. So I joined the calling. I don't think I looked at any of the information. I think I'd maybe joined one of your like live sessions. Something about it was like, I was like, your frequency, your energy, like I'm drawn to this. And it was a moment in time where it was like my first time where I felt like in years, since as long as I can remember, I was actually making intuitive based decisions, not just fully made from the mind, the logical, the pros and cons list, all of that. Right. And I think I originally joined the calling just because I was like, I want to learn to speak more of my own truth. And like, I don't know, there's something about discovering my voice. Like I couldn't tell you why I joined. I was just feeling drawn to it, but I didn't know what to expect. And I didn't have like, because I didn't know what to expect, I couldn't even what happened. Which is basically, it's like, not only did I start to speak more of my truth and like I started speaking on my stories more, and I actually like posted some like reels that I didn't overthink and was just like, oh, this feels really scary, but I'm going to do it and I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to post it. And I've had such incredible reactions when I posted either just like me channeling, you know, whatever comes out, or like sharing a story about like flirting with a girl and like how like that was really vulnerable, and I not only shared about like something that was vulnerable, but I used my voice to do it, and just feeling the reaction. But really what it was like claiming that identity of voice as medicine, really realizing that like my voice, how I channel, how I use my voice, how I can actually integrate that into the like sessions I have with my clients, like just how powerful it really is, especially when you're not trying to like mimic or sing someone else's song, but you're singing your own and using your own voice. And so I feel like it's been a whole like identity shift. And while I'm not like ready to claim it all at once right now, I think there's still a, you know, like still easing my way into it, or still like I don't want to say giving myself proof, because there's not really proof, but just sitting with that energy and frequency. But a huge help has just been like the support in the community, right? Like the other women seeing me, like when we've done a bunch of transmissions, and just like it's one thing to hear my own voice and hear my own power, but to then have a reflection of how my voice impacted others was huge. And like, you know, having a you know, our Telegram where we can like message each other and like send each other practices and keep each other accountable and cheer each other on. I think sometimes I want to start something new, but then I get lost after like a day or two. So having others just like on this journey and like be able to ask questions, and like you bring in some really cool things with like astrology. So it's just like it was, and I've said to you, but it was really such a permission slip for me to see how you lead your spaces, that you do, you know, you are a channel. You don't always like, yes, you have some, you have materials, but you also have sessions where like you don't plan it out at all. You just channel what's coming through. And that's been a huge like acceptance for me, and realizing that I can do that in my own spaces. And, you know, Mike, and I think you were talking about this, right? When you try to plan something out, it takes so much energy. And I think I've just realized how much energy I've spent my whole entire life planning all these things out versus channeling them. So it's really started this identity shift for me, and just transformation that I'm going through, that I'm really excited to just continue to see how it goes.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. And you have even been invited right now to like deliver voice activations inside retreats. So like opportunities have been coming your way because you just claimed you're a medicine woman and you're showing up authentically as you are. And you probably didn't even expect for this to happen, right? Like you being invited as a facilitator for voice, but like it's happening because it's always been there, but you just remembered it and uncovered it. No? I love that. Thank you so much, Debbie, for sharing your experience. And it's such a testament really of the work, like the transformation that happens when you lean into voice and you really commit to the channel that you are, right? And that will just probably surprise you in ways, in the same way that it surprised me that I was a voice alchemist mentor a year ago and I was not planning for it. Like, let me tell you, I was not expecting for this to happen. It was such a plot twist. But as a good like Scorpio, I'm like, okay, I'm here for the plot twist and the transformations and the rebirth and all of that. But yeah, like really, no, when you attune to your real frequency and you allow the channel to just like happen, it just brings you the energy that you need to attune. It needs you, like it brings you the messages, it brings you what is in this next identity, like it just happens through you, no? And there's also like a key that I wanted to share here as well on like becoming the channel, no? Like the art of vocal channeling, it requires for you to let go of fucking control. And what is your relationship with control? What is your relationship with really being in the void? Because something that with all these conversations, as we lean into channeling, something very magical happens when we lean into being this channel. And it is that our logical mind is almost like it just disconnects. Like it's there because it's allowing you to articulate things, but something magical happens that cannot be put into words, that it's almost like your mind goes into like a blackout. Right? And at the beginning, when I started to do channeling, when I started to go onto my master classes and just be a full-blown channel like I am right now, like I had some notes prepared. I'm not following any of it. I'm like, it's just happening through me right now. You know, I used to be so scared of not being in control that every time that I started to channel, because I always channel naturally and we all do, right? But after that, I had this like burst of like perfectionism coming in and fear of, oh my God, did I say something that was out of place? Did I create discomfort in someone? I was so scared of what had just happened when I let go of control from the mind, when I stopped articulating everything from the rational mind, that I would just go into like guilt and like a lot of like different emotional loops that got me stuck in then not doing that again, no? And that started to like pile up a lot of conditioning in how I was becoming the channel. Did I say everything? You know, and it's like, exactly, did I say everything? Did I did something that, you know, just was not right? Like a lot of like thoughts came in, right? And I believe that for us to really be that channel, we have to be okay with that feeling of being in the void. So who are you when you are in the void, when you are not in control of what's coming through you? Who are you? Like what patterns come up? No, what is the discomfort you feel in your body? How does it feel to really become a full-blown channel, right? Because it's going to be uncomfortable for the mind. You're not going to be in control from the logical mind, but there's going to be a greater force guiding you to your highest service. So sometimes saying the thing that scares you the most, saying is actually going to be higher service. And you have to trust that if it's coming through, you you cannot force it out. You cannot block it, because by doing that, you're just like like you're not aligning with your highest frequency, which is your truth, right? You're just blocking the channel, and that is just having a ripple effect, not that positive ripple effect in everything that you do, right? So how you do one thing really tells you a lot about how you do everything. So what is your relationship with that feeling of being just in this sense of like, okay, in this connection with everything, when you're just not articulating things from the mind and you're just being a channel? What is the relation, what is your relationship with your Pisces energy? Because at the end of the day, it's your Pisces energy, right? Like your ability to really dissolve into oneness and realize that you are just being a channel for something bigger. And it's scary, and it takes a lot of courage to trust that whatever it's coming through is going to be highest service. But really, this is the thing that we came here to do as medicine women, as artists, as creatives, as visionary women. We are here to do things differently. So we have to trust that everything that's coming in is just allowing us to become a divine instrument, right? But so many times it's just gonna just play out in ways that you did not expect, and that is okay, no? So it's also like building the evidence that even if you feel that blackout moment or discomfort, or oh my God, I don't know what I just said, because that happens a lot of the times when I'm in a masterclass. I have to just go back and see everything that I said, because I'm like, I don't know what I've been sharing, and that's okay, because right now I have built this trust and confidence with the work that I've been doing. I have built the confidence that I know whatever I shared in this space was exactly divinely guided and exactly what I had to say for the women tuning in. And this is the level of confidence when you have awakened to your voice and you have become and recognized and remember you are this channel, that in every single situation in your life, be it when you are transmitting your medicine in spaces like this, when you are creating your content, when you are just sharing something that's in your heart with your loved ones, when you are coming into a space, when you're on stage, you just trust whatever it's coming through you, it's happening for you and for every single person that's receiving your frequency. Yeah, so this is also like a key that I wanted to share, yes or yes. And because we're like almost like at the end of the time that we had together, maybe we're gonna run over a little bit if you have some time left, because I want for you to just lean into a practice in sisterhood that I'm so excited for you to dive into, that we will require for you to really get into this space of the void and becoming the channel. So if you can like stay here for a couple minutes more, I would love for you to get to experience this magic. Because really, no, it's by leaning in, as Debbie said, no, it's by leaning in these spaces that you get to experience that you're not gonna die. You're not gonna die in this void. You're not gonna die when you allow yourself to be a channel for something that you've never expressed before. It's the opposite. You start creating more ripple effects of impact with everyone, no? So I want for you to get to experience what happens when you lean in and share your voice in a way that you've never shared it before. So I'm gonna be inviting you to lean into a practice that I'm gonna be introducing now. But I also wanted to share the sacred invite here for all of you who are watching here or are joining us live or are watching the replay in the Quantum with us. I want to share before we leave that there is this next round of my voice mastermind, which is starting in a month and a half. And this is going to be the third round of the calling. And this is the space where, for example, here, Debbie and Sarah have been part of, where for 13 weeks, I guide you through my voice awakening methodology. So literally, this is like something that I channeled literally in 2 weeks when I realized and I awakened to this soul's mission of becoming Voice Alchemist Mentor. This is something I channel with all the tools, all the practices that really changed my relationship with my channel and my voice, and that allowed me to become so embodied in the work that I teach today. So this is all the magic that I bring into this space. For 13 weeks, you get like live calls where you are invited to lean into new different expressions like we are going to be doing today with an incredible sisterhood of women on big missions here who are on the same purpose of you, like really unlocking this next edge of authenticity that they're here to share with the world. You're going to get like pre-recorded modules where I share all the things that are like like all the pillars of really you awakening to this divinity that resides in your voice. So you're going to be learning about the physics, the anatomy of voice, how to create a powerful, healthy voice. But not only that, but there's also going to be the somatics of voice within, the connection between your throat and your womb, and how you can channel your life force energy into your voice and everything that you're sharing out with the world. And also there's going to be the layer of the metaphysics of voice. So a lot of like channeling practices. You're going to be invited to lean into practices that change my voice like forever, such as overtone singing. So there's like literally all the things that have really made me the woman that I am today, that is allowing me to just be in these spaces, like channeling, trusting my channel, go to places and sing in front of others when I was scared as fuck to do it in the past. And really like trusting that everything that I am being a channel for is really at highest service. So this is everything that I have put together for the women who are also feeling the call to lean into new edges of their expression, and they desire to do it in sisterhood. So I'm inviting all of you to join the third round of the mastermind, which is starting in May, for a price that's going to be the lowest ever, right? So for 48 hours, you have the chance, if you've been feeling like drawn to my world, if you've been feeling the call of, okay, this is something I want to commit to doing, like liberating my voice, unleashing more of my true authentic frequency, and really becoming the channel I'm here to be, and that I know I am by heart, but I know there's another edge to really become a full-blown one. So you're going to have 48 hours to join at pre-sale. So right now, the Calling the Voice Mastermind is at the lowest price ever. And if you join in these 48 hours, you will also get a 2-day coaching Telegram experience with me, where we can dive deep into your particular areas of improvement and growth when it comes to your voice. So this could be like brand voice alchemy. We can go into refining your messaging, how you're showing up, really like uncovering what is this medicine that you're here to share with the world. So if you join for the next 48 hours, you get the lowest price ever of the Voice Mastermind, which right now is at $2,444. You get extended payment plans. You can pay in 6 months. So that's also something that's going to just expire in 48 hours. And you also, if you're one of the 2 first women who join, you get the brand voice coaching experience on Telegram. So this is what I have to offer you if you've been feeling drawn to really like continue doing this work together. So I'm going to be sharing all details with you later on an email, but I wanted to hand you this sacred invite and say, if you have really been feeling the call to unleash more of what you're here to share, I would absolutely be so honored to support you in doing this work that we're doing here, but really anchoring it in your day-to-day, like sharing with you all the practices, all the mindsets that really allowed me and people like Debbie, like powerful, like medicine women like Debbie, Sarah, and so many others that are not here today, to really like uncover more of what their true essence is and what is their medicine they're here to share. So the invite is here. This is only available to the women who joined the masterclass. So know that you have 48 hours to claim your spot and claim, okay, voice is the thing I'm going to be like mastering. My channel is the thing I'm going to be mastering now in 2025. The invitation is there for you to dive in. Now, I'm going to be sharing all the details with you. But before we go, I would love for you to get to experience the magic of becoming a channel, at least for a minute, like here with other sisters. So I'm going to be inviting you to just close your eyes for a second here. And we're going to be doing like a little experiment, but I really want for you to just like get a taster, right, of what is this magic when you attune to your divine instrument, when you open up to be the channel and see the magic that unfolds. So closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, inflating through the belly, letting it all out. If there's any phase that you want to do to release any tension or release whatever is no longer serving you, you can do whatever movements, sounds that can help you just let go of any heaviness, let go of any expectations, let go of any worries, let go of, oh my God, what is Georgina gonna guide us to do right now? I don't know if I'm ready. I'm feeling all of this, whatever is it, just releasing it all. You're safe here, you're held because you got yourself and you know you are a beautiful divine channel already. And here we're just going to be humming together for a second to attune to our voice. Inhaling to start humming. Keep going and really like focusing your attention into the vibrations that you're creating with your voice. Whenever you've run out of air, breathe in once again and do it one more time, humming And here, invitation to create as much space as you can inside your mouth so that the vibrations of your voice can really be felt. Like imagine you have a little egg in your mouth cavity and you're just creating that space for the vibrations to happen. And now we're gonna do a quick vocal toning practice. Here, invitation, if you already have in your practice the overtone, you can also lean in and see what happens. And we're just gonna do a little quick run through all our energetic centers, our chakras, and really putting the intention for the vibrations of our voice to clear out from our channel whatever is no longer serving us. So we're gonna start with the ooh, a lower ooh sound. Taking a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. We're gonna go for the ooh, but this time a higher pitch. Taking a deep breath, and now we are gonna sing the vowel O. Taking some more breath in, and now we're gonna tune to the vowel A and opening up the mouth as much as you can here, releasing any tension in the jaw, which is connected to your pelvis. Taking a deep breath. Now we're gonna go all the way to the vowel E. We're gonna smile, like we're gonna draw a smile with our face with this sound. Taking a deep breath. We're now gonna be singing E, this time finding a lower tone. And to finish with, we're gonna go into the E sound once again, but this time finding a higher pitch. Closing your eyes, feeling the sensations, the aftermath of these vibrations in the whole of your body, how they have traveled all the way through all your energetic centers, clearing out your channel. And from this space of deep connection with your channel, I'm gonna be inviting you now to go into a breakout room for just 5 minutes. And I will invite each one of you to take up space for the span of just 1 minute and do whatever you are feeling the call to step into. This could be maybe you just sharing your voice to share something you've never done before. Maybe it could be you improvising a song on the spot. Maybe it could be you just like becoming a channel for whatever transmission, light language, sounds, whatever expression is wanting to come through you right now. So I invite you to just not go into the mind, like stay here even with your eyes closed right now, just like feeling the sensations of being so deeply connected with the truth of who you are. And from this space, I'm going to be inviting you to go into breakout rooms and share with other sisters whatever expression that is just desiring to right now to be shared with the world. So I'm just going to be creating this for all of you, and I will see you in 5 minutes. This is literally gonna be 1 minute each, taking up space, just sharing something with your voice that you're feeling the call to share. It doesn't have to follow the logic, it doesn't have to follow any logical like sense. Invitation here to step into the void and see what magic unfolds. And I'll see you here when you're back. How was it? Oh my God, I love to see your faces. I want to know everything that happened inside those those little portals. Who would like to share their voice and share what came up? I would absolutely love to bask in that frequency and get to hear the magic that happened.
Oh, I was finding the unmute button. I got the privilege of being in the room with Pia, and it was just such a great reminder how, like, even if like she was mentioning that she was maybe like uncomfortable with what she was sharing, but I was like, it was such a gift to hear you. Like, it was actual medicine for me, and it was so cool to see how powerful that transmission was, and to then hear like, oh, like I was actually like like that was uncomfortable. I was like, that's where there's magic in the things where you're like, maybe like, oh, I don't really love this, I don't feel comfortable with this, sharing it anyway, and realizing it doesn't have to be perfect for someone else to gain something from it.
Oh, I love that, Debbie. Thank you so much for this beautiful reminder. That's amazing. Who else would like to share? I like, you don't have to talk. I can bask in the frequency. I can feel it, but I would love to put some words into it because this way our mind just anchor it, no? Irene, you were about to unmute yourself. Or maybe it was your little one. Hello, beautiful.
No, it was me. It was me. I couldn't find the button then. I was with, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Maiken? Yes. But behind that beautiful bear, she has 3 amazing gongs. Very amazing. And I had the pleasure to listen to her playful and joyful voice. And she was just playing with her voice for a moment, and it was glorious to see because it was a reflection of something that I want to be able to do myself. And then I went on light language, and it was the first time that I did that with someone that I've never seen before. And it was very raw and vulnerable for me because I'm still emotional. So thank you.
Thank you, beautiful Irene. That's so beautiful. Thanks for sharing your heart with us. And yeah, such a pleasure that it was the first time you got to tune with light language and share it with others, no? And the relief, no, that happens after doing it and realizing, whoa, I get to be my whole self, and I'm accepted and I'm celebrated. And not only that, but that creates ripple effects of healing on others, because it would be interesting to also now listen to the person that received that like language, no, and share some like reflections onto you on what awakened within them, no. And this is the power of having these mirrors, these reflections, doing this work, that you get to just anchor this belief of every time that you lean in despite the resistances, there is transformation that happens, there is healing that happens. So just getting full body chills here. It was so freaking epic. Thank you so much, Irene. Thank you. Thank you. Would someone else like to share their experience?
I can share. Oh, Sarah opened her mic at the same time. I was with Sarah, and it's very funny because I was watching all of us for the presentation, and Sarah seemed, I don't know if you were tired or if like whatever was going on, but you didn't have a smile. And when I met her in the breakout room, she had such a beautiful smile, like right after the toning, and I could see it. There's a before and after, literally, you know. And we were both like super peaceful and quiet, so we decided to, like, I decided to just go with like a light language lullaby. And I don't really like it on Zoom because unfortunately the sound is compressed, and I don't like, I didn't put the option of like musician or whatever, so I really don't know what's on the other side. Like, but I didn't care. And she just remained in that like very peaceful state with a beautiful smile and like all her teeth out, you know. And then yeah, light language lullaby. And then because that's my life mission, to sing lullabies to the universe. So that's a very cool life mission. And then she gave me back like singing light language, and like I really felt all the space opening in my spine, and I had like a big yawning, like and it felt like a lot of release, and that felt really good, like just like feeling the space and spaciousness in my body. So thank you so much, Sarah.
That's so epic. Thank you, Audrey, for sharing your voice. And oh my God, can we just have a moment to appreciate light language lullabies to the universe? Like, thank you for this gold nugget here. I'm gonna be remembering this forever. I love it. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Wow, amazing. Someone else would like to share their voice here and share whatever is alive. Like, I feel like there is a lot of power knowing us just materializing into the world through the vibrations of our voice. What is it that we did and how we lean into? Because this way we also tell our minds that this is just second nature, and we get to do it again, and we get to do it in different ways, and we get to do new things as well, and nothing happens, only good positive things happen in the world, right? So yeah, I invite you to also lean in and use your voice. Your voice is medicine. Aho.
I'll go ahead. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I had the pleasure of being in the room with hopefully I say your name right. Audrey, something. I apologize if I did, but such a beautiful name. And being able to experience her lullaby light language. Oh my gosh, it was so calming, but I like could not just stop smiling. I was just like so much calmness and peace, and I think it was exactly what I needed because I've been doing a lot of more tender heart work, and so it was like the hug that I needed, I guess, to just kind of like warm and cozy my body. So that was beautiful. And yeah, for me, it was I was definitely nervous, but I definitely leaned into just whatever came through instead of like my logical brain trying to be like, what are we gonna do? How to do it? And just yeah, I think being able to see how light language can look very different for everyone and what that looks like, and being able to channel that and share that, it was just an honor, and it was beautiful. And even I'm just like feeling so vibrating from everybody's energy right now. Is so good.
I love this. Yeah, let's bask into this frequency like this already in ourselves. Like our bodies have remembered what it feels like to lean in and do something scary and realize that there's healing that happens at so many levels, right? So let's stay there, no? Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing. And I also wanted to to pass you the mic again, Sarah, to share a little bit about your own journey. And this is like literally the last thing we're gonna be like using our voices to share here, no, in this space. So thank you so much as well for your time and staying over. But yeah, I wanted to also give you the opportunity, Sarah, to share a little bit about your story as well, and how you've been leaning into voice and what has been uncovered, because your transformation as well has been incredible. And yeah, I would love for you to use your voice and also anchor that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's been life-changing, I would say. For over the last year and a half, maybe, as I stepped into my own purpose and power with coaching and building this business online, and knowing that I want to work with women and being able to help them unlock their self-expression. I knew a big part of that was using our voices. And for me, I have struggled so much with that. And it was funny because I had a friend my friend that I actually live with, and she was telling me, especially like with a lot of my content and stuff like that, and she's like, you need to like unlock your voice, like find whether that's with me or somebody else, like you need to work with your voice. And I felt like that was like a nudge that I needed to hear, like, oh, I was like, yeah, because my whole life I've always suppressed my voice, like whether that was speaking up to people, like telling them how I truly felt, or telling them what I didn't like, or my boundaries, or things like that. Like my voice was something that I did not use a lot. Even with like singing and just like vocalizing and things like that, I was like, I thought that was like reserved for just special people. Like I didn't think I was like talented like that, if you will. But through this journey, honestly, like I think it's unlocked so much creativity for me, like even in my business and how I share things and my voice, and sharing more of my story and being able to share it in a way that is actually resonating, and it's like beautiful, and it's just unlocked so much more creativity in myself. Like even my channel now, I'm actually stepping into a space where I'm actually being able to trust myself as a channel now. And that is huge because like I knew that, and I was like, we're gonna get there. And so now I'm just like having more regular downloads, as long as I'm prioritizing that time to be with myself and like my voice, and learning these tools that I learned throughout the calling. Like I never want to stop. Like I want to be able to consistently use that on a daily basis, and I think it should be in everybody's like daily ritual, if you will, or something like that. But yeah, it's been absolutely transformational.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your voice with us. And it's been so deeply touching also to see how you've been leaning in. Like we've done the daily vocal channeling. You've been there, like just leaning into overtone, vocal toning. And this is also something that have been like a lot of people that have been signing up to the vocal toning masterclass that I have, which is for free. By the way, if you haven't done it, it's there in my Memberful platform, and you can tune in. Like the more they have been tuning into these practices, the more inspiration they have been receiving, like, you know, guidance for what's next, like the clarity, the creativity has been just like expanded, no? And it's something that I can tell you, but it's just, you have to lean in and experience it yourself. So it doesn't matter what I'm saying. It's just like a matter of, okay, leaning in and realizing that yes, this channel is there, is open, and you have the power with your voice to unlock it, to clear it, and to really become this divine instrument, no? And this is the work we do inside the calling. So thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing how this transformed you. And yeah, with that, it's just like, you know, sending once again this secret invite that the doors are open for the women who are feeling this desire to step into the fullness of their expression, to step into the truth of the channel that they are, and that really desire to do this in this space of sisterhood. So the kind of dynamics that we've done today, like leaning in, like getting to witness each other in new divine expressions, this is the type of work that we do on top of all the pre-recorded materials that you will also get to receive for the logical mind, to understand and understand how things function, how you can unlock more of your unique frequency. There's going to be all the metaphysics of voice, ancient practices, there's going to be like the physics, the anatomy, but on top of that, it's more really about being part of the sisterhood and having that commitment with yourself, not the accountability with other sisters as well on the same mission. So this is really my proposal for you. So if you've been drawn to doing this work, as I said, until the 1st of April, you can join at pre-sale, which is already like $1,000 off the original price. And on top of that, if you're like one of the first women who join, also get this like 2-day Telegram coaching experience with me, where literally I can support you in whatever area in your life where you're designed to step more into your creative expression, into your authenticity, into really sharing your voice. So, you know, this is my offering to you, and it's really higher service to me, for me to also be a channel to say, yo, the doors are open. If you're desiring to do this work, I would be so honored, and I would love to guide you through this transformation, no? And your transformation will look different, like to what Debbie shared and Sarah said, like each one of us are just in a unique timeline, no? Like a divine unfolding that it will just make sense to you right? But if you have been feeling the call, if you know there's another edge to how you're sharing your voice and how you're showing up online and how you're showing up in your relationships and how you're being a channel, there is a reason why that is happening. And if you are feeling drawn to work with me, literally right now, I'm just giving you all these reasons why right now could be a time to say yes to your voice and commit to doing this powerful work. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for leaning in. Thank you so much for choosing to show up, because it takes courage to also do this work. No, like we are here just gathering for this masterclass. Probably you haven't even met the sisters here, and you decided to lean in and share your voice in a way that probably for the mind it was very edgy, but look at all the magic that unfolded and the healing and the emotions that were released and the clarity that came through. Like, this is the type of work we get to do when we attune to this divine channel that we have, and we remember that we have always been the channel, the oracle, the sorcerer, no? And we are just now anchoring this reality in our bones, in every cell in our bodies. And if you desire the accountability and the space to continue to unfold in your own beautiful, unique, divine way, I will see you inside the calling, and I'm gonna be sharing with you the details to sign up to the third round, which is happening now in May. So thank you so much. If you also are here live or watching on the Quantum, there's also going to be a giveaway happening for all of you who share like your takeaways or something that just happened for you inside the space. Like if you share in your stories and tag me, I'm also going to be just giving away a couple of recorded astrology readings, like channel readings for you looking into your astrological birth chart. So, know that also if you share the magic with your own network and with your sisters, you will also be rewarded for doing it. So I would absolutely love to hear your feedback as well and what lands after this transmission. And thank you so much for being here, for bringing your voice, for bringing your heart. I see you. I honor each one of you in your own divine unfolding, and let's freaking go. Let's show the world we are the art, and our voice, whatever it does and it expresses, is freaking art for the whole world. I love you all so much, and I look forward to continue seeing your own divine unfolding. So much love. Take care. Have an amazing weekend, and blessed eclipse portal. Love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you, Pia. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Irene, Audrey, Sarah. Thank you so much to everyone as well watching.